Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to how the Philadelphia 76ers wasted Allen Iverson's prime. The rise and fall of the answer. Pretty accurate title here. They really did waste his prime. I mean, he took a mediocre team to the finals, but they should have added more to the team. I mean, there was even at one point in time they was going to get Tracy McGrady to come there, but that didn't work out for some odd reason. And this is when Tracy McGrady was on the Raptors. This ain't Orlando Magic Tracy. This is Toronto Raptors. He only playing like 10 minutes a game, Tracy McGrady. And I know my green screen is being a little ghetto right now. I think I'm going to go in there and fix it while we watch this. So while we watch this, I'm going to be trying to fix my green screen. So without further ado, let's get right into this.
The Philadelphia 76ers select Allen Iverson from Georgetown University.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Iverson has short. The crowd is into it. Allen shakes free. Gets two. The steal by Iverson. Will see it. He will.
This story just breaking. Allen Iverson will not start tonight due to a violation of team rules.
There aren't many other players in NBA history who have had a bigger impact on the game of basketball than Allen Iverson himself. AI broke cultural boundaries by being the first player to wear cornrows in a game, and he popularized the crossover that millions of kids would attempt to recreate. AI's offensive dominance that took over the NBA for a decade plus will forever be iconic. But there's much more to number 3's story than what meets the eye. Whether it's facing 15 years in prison at the age of 17, or having a fallout with his head coach 1 year after reaching the finals, Iverson's career was a star-studded movie mixed with controversy. AI climbed up the rankings each season, and despite only standing 6 feet tall, he became one of the most lethal offensive players in the league. Yet, just as quickly as he and the 76ers reached their peak in 2001, everything came crashing down in the matter of just a few seasons. The Sixers' record slowly started dwindling as the years passed by, and the team was never able to recapture their former glory of the past. Iverson's work ethic was often questioned, and once he was traded to the Detroit Pistons from Denver in late 2008, his production took a permanent nosedive. This left many wondering, why did AI decline as quickly as he did? And why did he retire ringless? Iverson was neck and neck with the best players in the league back in 2001. Yet all of those stars who were compared to him finished with rings to their name, while AI did not. Why? This is the spectacular but controversial career of the answer, Allen Iverson. AI's fantastic basketball journey began from a young age, and he was a sports fanatic from the beginning. In high school, Iverson was a star in 2 sports, being the starting quarterback as well as the starting point guard for both his football and basketball teams. Iverson had to pick a sport to pursue, and while he claims he loved football more, basketball ended up being his choice, because he didn't want to lift weights. The path seemed clear for Iverson. He would continue to rise up the ranks and eventually make the league. It seemed set in stone. However, in February of 1993, everything Iverson had ever known was about to be taken away from him.
They set him up.
The best high school basketball player in the country was involved in a bowling alley altercation.
They set him up.
Iverson and his 3 other friends were in a bowling alley in Hampton, Virginia on
So before he gets it, because I don't know how they like to do this, because they like to be sneaky with this shit. But the real story is, the state set him up. The high schools in the state set him up for failure on that one. It was a setup from the jump that was trying to get Iverson, even though witnesses said that Iverson was nowhere near the fucking brawl that happened. The brawl that happened, Iverson was nowhere fucking near it. There were multiple witnesses that said Allen Iverson was nowhere near it, but they still put him in prison anyway. It was a setup, bro. Cause his talent. He was so fucking talented that nobody could fuck with him. He was the best player in the fucking state. The whole state couldn't fuck with him. And they had to, and certain schools was trying to like sneak him away from the school that he was at. It was like, nah, come over here. We'll get you right. You want, you like a Benz? Like Benz? You like cars? Oh yeah, come over here. We got you, bro. Iverson was like, nah, I'm good, homie, I'm good. And it was like, oh, you don't want to take our gifts? All right, then. We'll see you later, little nigga. And sure enough, this is what happened.
Valentine's Day 1993, and were allegedly rowdy and were asked to quiet down many times from another group of people. Shouting ensued from both parties, and the opposing group that was made up of white people allegedly called Iverson and his friends various racial slurs, thus starting a brawl. Iverson says he was grabbed by someone and taken outside to get away from the violence. But witnesses at the time alleged that Iverson hit a woman over the head with a chair. This led to a 17-year-old AI being arrested and charged as an adult.
All it took was one white person.
Of a maiming by mob felony put on his name, and he was initially sentenced to 15 years in prison. A shocking sentence that was eventually lowered down to 5 following a plea deal. And just like that, Iverson's hopes and dreams of making the NBA were shattered. A nightmarish situation had unfolded. Iverson was being sent to prison for something he didn't do, and his basketball future was up in the air. AI was in prison for 4 months as an 18-year-old, and during that time, he made sure to show no weaknesses. I had to use the whole jail situation as something positive, Iverson said. Going to jail, someone sees something weak in you, they'll exploit it. I never showed any weaknesses. I just kept going strong until I came out. This mentality kept Iverson going, and 4 months after being in prison, thanks to much outcry and protest from the public, Iverson was pardoned by the judge, and the conviction was overturned. An incredible result. AI was a free man, and his hopes of him becoming a basketball player were still alive. Upon his release, Georgetown University offered AI a scholarship in June of 1994, and he accepted. Iverson was a member of the Georgetown Hoyas. Iverson spent 2 seasons at Georgetown and saw booming success. The guard led the Hoyas to the Sweet 16 in year 1, and the Elite 8 in year 2. He was an indisputable star player, and the accolades began rolling in. Yep. Iverson was named as a first-team All-American in year 2, also earning a Big East Defensive Player of the Year award, and he declared for the 1996 NBA Draft. Despite every obstacle he faced, every tough decision he had to make, Allen Iverson was just a few steps away from finally fulfilling his lifelong aspiration of making the NBA, and he was more than ready to get started. The 1996 NBA Draft is highly regarded as one of the most prestigious
It's the best draft. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all niggas keep bringing up the 2003 NBA draft, the goddamn 1984, which is pretty strong. I will admit the 84 draft is pretty strong, but let's be real. No, look, bro. Hold on. Y'all see all these videos right here? I gotta do tonight. And it's raining and thunderstorming. I know y'all hear that in the background. I gotta do all this. I do this all for y'all, bro. I do this all for y'all so I can take a break. Did I go to images? Why I keep going to images? Don't worry about Big Booty Juicy Sindel. I just finished up a Mortal Kombat video, alright? I just finished up a Mortal Kombat video. Don't worry about Big Juicy Booty Sindel. I needed some pictures, okay, for Sindel, okay? I just finished up Mortal Kombat. Don't judge me. Don't judge my search history. But anyways, though, let's see here. 1996 NBA draft. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's go to. I should have just went to Basketball Reference. Why did I go to Basketball Reference? Like, Wikipedia is the most valuable source. Like, fuck out of here. Go to Basketball Reference. Way better. All right. let's go through this draft. You got Allen Iverson, Marcus Camby, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, very underrated. Stephon Marbury, very under-fucking rated. Ray Allen, come on. Antoine Walker, Lorenz Wright, rest in peace. See, go down the list, going down. Kobe Bryant. Come on, man. Peja Stojakovic, Steve Nash, Jermaine O'Neal. Come on, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Oh, let's keep going down to the Dante Jones, Derek Fisher. Let's keep going down the fucking list, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep going down the list. Let's see who we can find. Let's see who we can find in here. Not that many names. Not that many names. And an undrafted Ben Wallace, who he may have went undrafted in this draft, but he's associated with this draft. So Ben Wallace too. Ben Wallace is associated with this draft, even though he didn't get drafted. You mean to tell me that all these players in the first round alone is a weaker class than the fucking... Okay, let's go to 84. Let's go to 84 real quick. Let's go to 84. All right, let's go to 84. Boom. Hakeem Olajuwon. Okay. Starting off strong. Michael Jordan. Okay, Big Sam Perk, pretty solid. Charles motherfucking Barkley, put some respect on that man's name. Let's see here. Otis Thorpe, pretty solid. Kevin Willis, pretty solid. John Stockton, better put some respect on that man's name. I mean, they had a decent... I ain't gonna lie. 84 had a decent draft class because I see the names. It's a bunch of names that I skipped over, but let's be real, they not as prominent as the names in here. But y'all had a pretty solid look. Rick Carlisle, pretty solid. Let's see who else y'all got here. Damn, y'all had like 4. Why y'all had these big ass drafts back in the 80s, bro? What the fuck? Ain't no way all these players getting fucking drafted, bro. This long ass draft class. Fuck out of here. Okay, so 84, y'all pretty solid, but y'all still not fucking with 96. Let's go to the overrated 2003 draft class. Okay, let's see here. LeBron James. Okay. Carmelo Anthony. Chris Bosh. Dwayne Wade. Chris Kaman, pretty solid. Kurt Heinrich, pretty solid. TJ Ford, pretty solid. Let's see here. Okay, David West, all right. He was good for about a good 5 years. Dante Jones was good for about a good 5 years. Boris Diaw, he was underrated for his time, but still. Josh Howard, I don't know what the fuck happened to him. Okay. I'm looking at y'all draft class. I see a lot of role players. Damn, Kyle Korver was in this draft class too? Damn, Kyle Korver was in this draft class. Damn. I didn't even know that. I thought he was in the draft class after. I thought he was in the draft class after. I thought he was in the Dwight Howard draft class. But, I mean, this is a bunch of role players, bro. This is a bunch of role players that lasted in the league for about a good 5-6 years. The players in the 96 draft class, nigga, these are borderline all-stars. Allen Iverson, arguably one of the greatest little men to ever play this fucking game. Marcus Camby, he's been an all-star before. And he's a defensive player of the year. Sharif Abdul-Rahim, all-star. Stephon Marbury, all-star. Ray Allen, all-star. Antoine Walker, all-star. Going down the list. Let's keep going down the list. Kobe Bryant, RIP to the B. That's all I'm gonna say. RIP to the B. RIP to the Mamba. Pedro Stojakovic, All-Star. Steve Nash, All-Star. Jermaine O'Neal, All-Star. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, All-Star. Dante Jones, solid starter. A solid starter. Derek Fisher, solid starter. Come on, man. 2003 got a bunch of fucking role players, bro. Bunch of role players, bro. And not 6-man role players either. Some of them could be 6-man, but a majority of them are the 7th or 8th guy off the bench. Okay, and they only lasted in the league for a couple of years, bro. Look, 10 All-Stars. 10 fucking All-Stars. They have 10 All-Stars. Let's go. Now let's go to 80. Let's go back to 84 real quick. Let's see how many All-Stars they had. 7. They only had 7 All-Stars. Fuck out of here. They only had 7 fucking All-Stars. Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon. Damn, what's his name again? Alvin. Yeah, Alvin. Alvin Robertson. John Stockton, Otis Thorpe, and Kevin Willis. 7 All-Stars. Okay. Let's go to fucking 2003. How many All-Stars? Okay, y'all had 9. Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Josh Howard, LeBron, Chris Kaman. I think he was like one good year. Kyle Korver when he was with the Atlanta Hawks, and they was doing good. Dwayne Wade, Delonte, David West, goddamn one-time All-Star. Mo Williams literally got that All-Star because he was playing with LeBron. Fuck out of here, bro. These All-Stars don't even matter. These ain't even consistent All-Stars. You go back to the goddamn 96 draft class. Go back to the 96 draft class. Consistent All-Stars, bro. All 10 were consistent. If you include Ben Wallace, consistent, bro. Fuck out of here. How many of them won awards? Let's see here. I think Sharuel Abdul-Rahim, he got a most improved one time. Ray Allen didn't get any award. Ray Allen, champion. Kobe Bryant, MVP. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, I don't think he got an award. I don't know. Let me check. I don't know. I think he got an award. Did he get an award? I'm not sure. No, I don't think he got any fucking awards. Nope. I don't think Zydrunas Ilgauskas got any awards. But Allen Iverson, Rookie of the Year, MVP, scoring champion. Stephon Marbury, I think he got a most improved once. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Steve Nash, 2-time MVP. Jermaine O'Neal, I think he got most improved one year. Pedro Stojakovic, I think he three-point champion. Antoine Walker, I believe he got a most improved. I want to say I think he did. I think he did get a most improved. I'm not familiar, bro. But I think he did get a most improved, bro. Come on, man. I mean, I know we go back to the 84 draft. Let's go back to the 84 draft. So Charles Barkley, MVP. Michael Jordan, scoring champion. Defensive Player of the Year, MVP. 6-time NBA champion. You know the drill. Hakeem Olajuwon, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP. 2-time champion. You know the drill. Just an All-Star. John Stockton, assist leader for multiple years. That's about it. And All-Stars. And then, yeah, so it's like, bro, When we talk about the 96 draft class, y'all need to start putting some respect. Now, if there is I say this though, if there was an underrated draft class, it would be the 2009 draft class. I don't think that draft class gets enough love like it should, bro. You got Blake Griffin, James Harden, Tyreek Evans, Ricky Rubio, Steph Curry, of all people, DeMar DeRozan, Brandon Jennings. Let's see. Let's go down the list. Drew Holiday, Ty Lawson, Jeff Teague, Darren Collison. Just keep going down the list. Trying to see. Oh, Patrick Beverly. I'm going down the list. Yeah, very underrated draft class. Only got 6 All-Stars, but that's okay though. So this was a pretty solid draft class. They don't get a lot of love like they should, bro. I say this draft class in 2011. 2011 is very underrated too. Kyrie, Valanciunas, Kemba Walker, Clay, the Morris twins, Kawhi, Nikola, Iman Shumpert, Tobias Harris, Kenneth Faried, Reggie Jackson, Jimmy Butler. Let's see here. Isaiah Thomas. This is a very underrated draft classes, bro, but don't nobody want to give them the respect that they deserve, bro. They deserve the respect, bro. For real. They deserve their respect, bro. 51st, let's get right back into it.
NBA history. And ranked at the top of this greatness was Allen Iverson.
Facts.
From the beginning, all the mock drafts had one 6-foot guard number 1, and the team that was picking at that slot needed some help. The Philadelphia 76ers had the second worst record in the league, and once they landed the number 1 pick, they immediately zeroed in on AI, drafting him at the top slot. Not only did this selection represent a new era for Sixers basketball, but it was a phenomenal achievement for Iverson himself. At one point in his life, this moment seemed impossible to attain, but through pure will, Allen Iverson had made it to the NBA. And not only that, his potential was off the charts. AI wasn't just here for a feel-good story, he was here to dominate. Allen Iverson's rookie season arrived with a 23 points per game average with 7 dimes, and he showed no mercy from day one. Playing at the point guard spot, the ball-dominant guard immediately started building his highlight reel, dropping 35 points in Madison Square Garden just 1 month into his career. He showed no hesitation when shooting the ball. His confidence was unwavering, and his scoring was legendary.
Facts.
AI recorded 4 straight 40-point games, becoming the first rookie since Wilt Chamberlain to do so, including a 50-point bomb versus the Cavaliers on the road. Yet none of those accomplishments would come even close to what occurred in March of 1997, where AI had one of the most famous crossovers in NBA history. Iverson got a switch and was picked up by whom many consider to be the greatest player ever in Michael Jordan. But to AI, he was just another defender. Iverson crossed him over and nailed a mid-range jumper, sending Sixers fans into a frenzy. This play will forever live on in NBA lore. Allen Iverson crossed over the GOAT and drilled a jumper on top of it. He was a fearless 21-year-old with the heart of a lion. These moments, along with his stats, landed him the Rookie of the Year award in a draft class that included Kobe Bryant and Steve Nash, an esteemed award that was well-deserved for number 3. His on-court impact was fantastic, but his cultural impact was even more significant. During the NBA's Rookie Challenges in 1997, Allen Iverson became the first NBA player to ever wear cornrows in a game, which would become the staple to his iconic look. The baggy clothes, the tattoos, and the cornrows symbolized a bold look that fans weren't used to at the time. AI inspired a future generation of basketball players when it came to fashion. The 1997 NBA draft was the perfect chance to bring the struggling Sixers some more firepower. Which star player would Philly get? Philly got the number 2 pick and drafted Keith Van Horn, but traded him to the New Jersey Nets for 2 lottery pick players in Tim Thomas and Anthony Parker.
Why?
Both would go on to become disappointing contributors for the Sixers. Philly could have tried to go after Tracy McGrady, who ended up going number 9, or even kept Keith Van Horn, but instead, they were left with mediocrity. This wouldn't be the first draft that Philly would mess up in the Iverson era, but for now, all eyes were on year 2 for the answer. The 1997-1998 season for Allen Iverson saw more of the same greatness fans were accustomed to. His scoring was just as lethal, and he averaged 6 dimes to go along with 2 steals per game. AI may have taken the headlines, but the roster decisions Philly was making were just as significant. In the offseason of 1997, Larry Brown was hired as their head coach. Brown had upwards of 25 years worth of experience coaching in the NBA, and him at the helm gave fans confidence that wins would soon come Philly.
And see, this is where I feel like shit went left with this. I feel like I'm torn between Larry Brown, because I feel like Larry Brown was a gift and a curse at the same fucking time, bro. I really do, bro. I think that Larry Brown was a good thing, but a bad thing at the same time. I think they could have did with a better coach for Iverson. I think if they could have had a better coach that could get to Iverson a little bit more. I understand he needed a coach that was going to be a disciplinary, but Larry Brown and his style and his thinking and how he approaches shit, it don't fit. You gotta find a coach that can fit with him. I think if you find a coach that would discipline him but still be on the level with him to understand, like, nigga, you the star of the team. All I'm asking you to do is just run a couple of plays for me the way how I want to run, you know what I'm saying, get the team under. You the leader, bro. Help me, help you. I don't think Larry Brown was talking to him like that, bro. And that's why I say he's a gift and a curse. He's a gift because he helped Allen reach his full potential, but he didn't understand how to really communicate with Iverson, bro. That's where the curse comes in. He just wasn't on that level to talk to him in a certain way to get him to do shit. He just expected him to do it because he's a player, bro. I'm the coach, you're the player, do what I tell you. No, build a relationship, bro. They couldn't build the proper relationship like they should have, bro. That's what I think, bro. I feel like they could have found a better coach, bro. A more disciplined coach, but a coach that understands Iverson, that can speak to him and talk his language and really understand him and get him to fall in line, bro. I think Larry Brown is the type. Larry Brown, from what I've heard, from all the stories I heard about Larry Brown, he's the type of coach that's like, I'm the coach, you're the player, do what the fuck I say or get the fuck off the team. That's the vibe I always get from him, bro. Slave owner mentality, bro.
This way, the 1998 NBA draft saw Philly land the 8th pick. This was their chance to finally give Iverson that key number 2 weapon. However, the Sixers chose Larry Hughes at that spot.
Which wasn't a bad pick.
The greatest blunder in the Iverson era. Hughes ended up having a fair career that lasted a decade plus.
Wasn't a bad
really
pick.
Some, though, was who the Sixers passed on. Dirk Nowitzki and Paul Pierce were selected at the 9 and 10 spots.
Oh, don't bring the fucking Bucks up and Dirk Nowitzki. Don't bring that shit up. Don't bring up Dirk Nowitzki and the fucking Bucks. I still to this day don't understand why we traded. We could have had Ray Allen and Dirk Nowitzki, bro. Why? As a Bucks fan,
right after Hughes, Philadelphia passed on 2 Hall of Fame level players. Despite Philly having Paul Pierce higher on their draft board than Hughes, Larry Brown claimed they drafted Hughes because he promised to do so. The general manager spot for the Sixers during this draft was led by Billy King, who would be responsible for some of the better and worse trades in the Iverson era. Regardless, the hopes were still high in the city of Philadelphia. Allen Iverson was a budding superstar, and the Sixers were preparing for their best season yet. In a lockout-shortened 1998-99 season, the Sixers went 28-22, a 56% winning percentage, their highest since 1990. AI was the reason for such a jump. He averaged a then career-high 27 points, with 5 dimes and 5 rebounds per game. Those points were enough to land him the Scoring Champ Award. There was no doubt about it. He was a stone-cold killer on the offensive end. That wasn't the only stat he led the NBA in, though. AI was also number 1 in minutes per game. Larry Brown wanted him on the court at all times. Philly was back in the playoffs thanks to Iverson and company. They landed the 6th seed and met the Orlando Magic in round 1. In a best-of-5 series, the Sixers defeated Orlando 3-1. Iverson played like a superstar, averaging 28 per game, including a closeout 37 in Game 4. These performances not only showed the superb scoring of number 3, but it proved that he was just as lethal in the postseason as he was in the regular season. The Sixers rolled on to round 2 versus the Indiana Pacers, but were promptly swept in 4, thus ending their promising season. Iverson's offense was just as flashy, but where he met criticism was in his efficiency stats. AI shot 38% from the field and 20% from 3 against Indiana, below average numbers. Still, this series was a lot closer than what meets the eye. The Sixers lost by under 4 in 3 out of the 4 games, giving fans confidence that a deep playoff run in the near future was achievable. The 1999 offseason saw an almost game-changing trade go down in Philly. Billy King, the general manager at the time, had the chance to make a huge move and acquire a superstar in Tracy McGrady in a deal with Toronto for Larry Hughes. Iverson and McGrady could have been one of the greatest duos in the league.
Oh my God, what could have been, bro? Philly is terrible, bro. Philly is forever a terrible fucking franchise, bro. Oh my God, why didn't you pull the trigger? Nigga! Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson, you would have been, oh no! Philly, fuck you, man. Well, not the city of Philly, but the Philadelphia 76ers. Fuck you. Come on, man. You could have had Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson on the same fucking team, and then you got cold feet and backed out. You had the potential to get one of the most young, up and coming. This was nigga. You had Iverson, and then you had the Kobe Bryant of the Eastern Conference. The future was set, nigga. Oh my God, Philly. This is why y'all will never win a fucking ring. Cause you make bad decisions. And I'm talking about the franchise. I'm not talking about the city. Philly, we love y'all. It's just your team is your team. Your man's right here. Your team, the Philadelphia 76ers, your man's right here. Trash. Garbage. That's why y'all keep getting bumped out in the second round every fucking year. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Shit is ridiculous, bro. You can hear my voice, bro. Y'all can hear it in my voice. How fucking pissed off I am right now. All you had to do was say we agreed to the terms of the trade, and we got the Kobe Bryant of the Eastern Conference, and now we got it set up. We got the most fearless player that's gonna average 30, 40 a game, and then you got the Kobe Bryant of the Eastern Conference. The future was set. So when y'all do face the Lakers, guess what? Now you got this nigga. You don't win. It don't go 5 games. It goes 7. And I guarantee you, if Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson come together and just go crazy for 50 or 40 points, it's over. They could beat the Lakers. That team could have beat the Lakers, bro, in 2001. Yes, I'm going to say it right here, right now. Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson could have beat the Lakers. I understand that the Lakers had Shaq. But what the fuck is Shaq doing against these two niggas? You got one nigga that can average 30, and then you got another nigga that can average 30. It can match up with the others, with the sidekick on the other team. They would be running rampant around fucking Kobe and whoever gonna guard Iverson, whether that be Tyronn Lue or Derek Fisher. They running circles around them. Tracy was a demon, bruh. Allen Iverson was a demon, bruh. In their prime, oh my god. And then they giving Tracy all the minutes so that way he can shine and then he can finally show people who the fuck he is. The dangerous and most deadliest duo to come out the Eastern Conference would have been this right here.
King backed out, admitting he got cold feet. Outside of their one almost home run, little additions were made to the squad. The hope was that Philly's team would continue to develop and bring them more playoff success. That's exactly what happened. The 1999-2000 Sixers won 49 games, the most in a decade, and Iverson became a first-time All-Star. The 24-year-old in his 4th season averaged 28 points per game, having a handful of performances in which he scored above 45 points. Everything wasn't bright and sunny in the city of Philadelphia, though. In the Sixers locker room, beef was brewing between AI and the head coach, Larry Brown. Iverson's behavior off the court was bothering Brown. AI was arrested a few times and didn't take practice as seriously as his coach wanted him to. AI felt Brown was too hard on him and was like a prison guard, while Brown wanted AI to focus solely on basketball. Both wanted each other off the team, and this reached a boiling point in a December 1999 meeting. In this meeting, Iverson and Brown discussed their feelings together, with Sixers owner Pat Croce listening, and the two polarizing figures hugged each other. This was a turning point in Philly's season. The Sixers, who were 14-14 in mid-December, finished 49-33 by the end of the season. Philadelphia went 35-19 in their final 54 games to land the 5th seed, a massive improvement. The Band-Aid was put on the wound of the Brown-Iverson relationship for now. Both were more focused on the 2000 playoffs, as the Charlotte Hornets were up first in round 1. Allen Iverson averaged his usual numbers in the 2000 playoffs: 26 points, 5 dimes, 4 rebounds, but the ending was just as familiar as the prior year. After Philly defeated the Hornets 3-1 in round 1, the Indiana Pacers beat them in 6. Philly fought hard. After trailing 3-0, they won games 4 and 5, including 19 and 37 from AI in those games, but it just wasn't enough. The Pacers had beaten the Sixers once again, and Larry Brown's frustration with Iverson was at its peak. AI had still shown little improvement in his attitude towards practicing. Brown was strict and disliked the guard's mindset. Pat Croce sided with the coach, and the unthinkable was about to happen: a trade involving Allen Iverson. In his polarizing 4-year Sixers career thus far, Allen Iverson had shown unbelievable talent on the court, but Philly was fed up with his off-the-court issues. The Sixers called up the Detroit Pistons and offered Allen Iverson and Matt Geiger in a package for Eddie Jones, Glenn Rice, Jerome Williams, and Dale Ellis. This could have been it for the star in Philly, and it seemed like it was over. Philly agreed to the trade. Only one issue. Matt Geiger, a throw-in backup center, refused to waive his $1.2 million trade kicker, making the trade impossible to complete. Geiger's reasoning for this is because he felt Iverson would be better off in Philly. And just like that, AI remained in a Sixers uniform.
Mike Geiger was a real one.
And knew he needed to clean up his
Matt
act.
Geiger was a
His
real one.
antics almost cost
Matt
him
Geiger
a one-way
deserves
trip to Detroit.
some type of
And Iverson
compensation
knew
for that.
This upcoming season needed to be special, or else he'd actually be traded. What would soon follow this would go down as one of the most iconic seasons in NBA history. Allen Iverson's 2000-2001 season was the greatest of his career, and he put up legendary numbers each and every night. Iverson averaged 31 points per game with 2.5 steals, both which led the league, and the Sixers won 56 games, snatching the number 1 seed in the East. Iverson was unstoppable. His fiery handles and acrobatic layups were mind-blowing, and despite being the smallest player on the floor at all times, he was the most feared. Opposing defenders were left with broken ankles after attempting to guard him. Iverson's swagger on the court was unmatched. He represented the gritty, tough characteristics of Philadelphia. When he was off the court, his fashion, tattoos, and hairstyle were iconic. He was authentic, his true self, and he wasn't changing for anyone. He was fined by the NBA for his dress code on countless occasions, but he couldn't care less. He simply paid the money and went about his day. Allen Iverson's remarkable stats stuffed the sheets and earned him the MVP award, a fitting award. AI won it over all-time talents like Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal.
As he should.
The best record in the East, the scoring champ, the legendary look. This accolade was a no-brainer, and no player was more deserving of it than Iverson. The Sixers ran circles around the league, but right before the All-Star break, disaster struck. Theo Ratliff, their all-star center, suffered a season-ending wrist injury. This was a massive blow to Philly's team, and the Sixers had little patience, trading Ratliff to the Atlanta Hawks for Dikembe Mutombo. Mutombo was a legendary all-star shot blocker who was 34 years old. Philadelphia was rolling the dice and hoping to keep their championship hopes afloat with this deal. The Sixers rolled on, going 20-12 in their final 32, earning the top seed in the East with hefty expectations. This was their chance at a championship, and through round 1, they held their ground. Philly finally took care of their rival Pacers, destroying them 3-1. Rounds 2 and 3 weren't as effortless though.
Nope.
The Raptors and Bucks both took their best shot at knocking off AI. Iverson prevailed, averaging 34 points per game in the round 2 series versus Toronto, including 54 points in game 2 and 52 in game 5. The Sixers were tied with the Raptors 3-3, heading back to Philly for a game 7. And the suspense was electric. The score was 88-87. The Sixers led with 2 seconds left, and the Raptors had a chance to hit a game winner. The ball was inbounded to Raptors superstar Vince Carter, who faked a mid-range jumper, fired, and missed. The game was over. The Sixers had advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 16 years. A remarkable achievement, but the job wasn't finished yet. The Milwaukee Bucks were up next, and they
Oh man, I tore between this one because this had my favorite player, but it's my hometown team, and I was at Game 7. I was at Game 7. I was a little youngin. I was a little one back then. I was at Game 7. We was in the middle. We wasn't up in the nosebleeds. Nah, we was in the middle. My pops had them. He had that plug. He had a plug at the Bradley Center. He had a plug that could get us tickets for the Lolo. You know what I'm saying? You got to know people that know people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know people that know people. You can get yourself in sometimes. I went to Game 7 as a youngin', man. I was there. I was in my Bucks gear and all that, but I was cheering for Iverson every time he scored because that was my favorite player. But same time, I went in my hometown to go to the finals. But that was my favorite player. So it was conflicting, bro. I was conflicted, bro.
fought just as hard as the Raptors did. forcing
I was
the
there,
series
bro.
to a do-or-die Game 7. In this game, Iverson destroyed his opponent.
I mean, not
with
Game
44
7.
points.
Not Game 7. I said Game 7. I meant Game 6. I'm not thinking clearly. Game 6 is what I meant to say. Game 6 is what I meant to say. The last game, because I'm thinking like the last game. No, the last game they had in Milwaukee. The last game they had in Milwaukee, that's the one I went to. I said Game 7. I'm not thinking clearly. Game 7 was in Philly, sir. Yeah, I was at the Game 6, bro.
Closing out Milwaukee and earning a ticket to the NBA Finals.
The last one they was
in
at
Game
Milwaukee.
6 and 7 against the Bucks, AI put up 46 and 44. He was unfazed and stepped up when his team needed him most. Philly was back in the finals for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Allen Iverson had silenced the critics who questioned his mentality.
I had my braids
and brought his
like him
team
and
to the
everything.
biggest
I had my
stage in
braids and
basketball.
everything.
But he wasn't done yet. The defending champion
man.
Los Angeles Lakers were led by the best duo in the league, Kobe and Shaq. They had a powerhouse roster and were overwhelmingly favored to destroy the Sixers. The Lakers were undefeated in their playoff run thus far, having swept and dismantled each and every opponent that attempted to stop them. The 76ers had something to say about that though. More specifically, Allen Iverson had something to say about that. Game 1 of the 2001 NBA Finals was set to tip off in Staples Center, and no one could have predicted the events that would soon unfold.
Nope.
Allen Iverson had the game of his life. Every shot was a swish, and he scored 48 points. Iverson showed no mercy against the Lakers' defense, driving with no fear against Shaq, and hitting countless jumpers over Kobe. As the game was entering crunch time, it became clear that one defender on the Lakers, Tyronn Lue, was bugging Iverson. Lue had gotten a few steals and was a pesky defender on AI, and Allen was sick of it. It was time to teach him a lesson. With under a minute left to play in overtime, Allen Iverson was met by Tyronn Lue on the perimeter. Iverson sized him up, crossed him over, and nailed a mid-range J, stepping over Lue afterwards. This crossover and step-over will forever be in the NBA storybooks. A fantastic dribble move combined with an eye-opening celebration, and the Sixers soon took the dub. Eric Snow nailed a floater that all but sealed the game, and with that difficult shot, Philly had stolen Game 1. The 76ers had snapped the Lakers' 19-game winning streak and had handed them their first loss in the playoffs. Allen Iverson shocked the basketball world with a performance for the ages. The MVP of the league outdueled Los Angeles. The rest of the finals was rather forgettable though. Philly lost Game 2 by a handful, but it did produce a legendary trash-talking duel between Kobe and Iverson. Game 3 was close but no dice. Robert Horry nailed a corner 3 that sealed the deal, and by this point, Philly was all out of gas. Game 4 was a 14-point loss, putting the Lakers up 3-1. As Game 5 took place in Philadelphia, the Lakers led by 7 with 40 seconds left. Larry Brown subbed out Iverson and the rest of the starters to a monstrous standing ovation from the 76ers fans. This Sixers squad was everything to this city. They had passion, heart, and were determined. It was all led by the MVP wearing number 3 on those iconic black jerseys.
Yep.
Philly's season was over, and little did the fans know, it was all downhill from here. The 2001-2002 season for the Sixers wasn't the honeymoon it was the prior year. Philly won 13 fewer games and got the 6th seed. Key injuries to players like Eric Snow, Derek Coleman, and Aaron McKee all hampered the team's depth. While Iverson's stats were once again impressive, the drama surrounding him wasn't. AI wasn't showing up to practice consistently and was benched in a March 2002 game against the Nets for calling out his teammates on not knowing the plays. Larry Brown was growing more and more angry, and the relationship between the coach and the star was worsening. The 2002 playoffs brought no healing to the wounds. Philly lost 3-2 to the Celtics, as Paul Pierce, a player Philly skipped on in the 1998 draft, dropped 30 a game on them. The Sixers had gone from the NBA Finals to a first-round exit, and frustration was surrounding their franchise. 4 days after their first-round playoff exit, Iverson was late to a meeting with Coach Brown. The two got into a yelling match, and it ended when Brown said that he wouldn't trade AI, and that the two would remain in Philly for at least another year. This all culminated in what we now know as the infamous practice interview, in which Iverson called out the media, claiming them asking him about his practice woes were ridiculous. He may have said the word practice 22 times, but what little know is that Iverson was saddened by the death of his friend, Rashawn Langford, who was tragically shot and passed away 7 months prior. This had a massive impact on Iverson's 01-02 season. On top of this, the trial for the killer was beginning right around when this interview took place. He had to deal with the media pestering him when at that point, he was dealing with too much to be questioned about something as insignificant as practice.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Yet, that information remains relatively unfamiliar to the average NBA fan. Philly was desperately hungry to recapture their lightning in a bottle 2001 playoff run, but they would soon find out the hard way that was easier said than done. The 2002-2003 season for the Sixers was an up and down, inconsistent roller coaster. After starting out 15-4, the team lost 20 out of their next 30, finishing with a record of 25-24 at the All-Star break. Iverson then gave everything he had, scoring 33 points on average in the final 33 games of the season, in which Philly won 23 of. This eruption continued into the 2003 playoffs, where Iverson averaged 35 points per game against Charlotte. This included a 55-point outing in Game 1, and a 45-point outing in the closeout Game 6. AI had no problems elevating his game when the lights shined brightest. Philly beat the Hornets in 6, and met the Detroit Pistons in round 2, where their season came to an end. Detroit knocked Philly off their high horse, eliminating them in 6. Opposing star point guard Chauncey Billups was the hero in a closeout Game 6, where he drilled a three-pointer to close the series. In this game, Iverson put up 38, but it didn't matter, they still lost. A pattern that seemed awfully too common in the AI Sixers era. He had little help, and following this playoff defeat, Iverson was about to lose the greatest coach he ever had. Larry Brown, the respected head coach of the team, resigned in May of 2003. He wanted a change of scenery, and many believed his rocky relationship with Iverson was the reason for his departure. Iverson reportedly showed up late to Game 3 against Detroit in the playoffs when his team was down 2-0. After leaving his house later than he should have, he got stuck in traffic, and Brown considered benching him, but decided against it. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. Brown left for Detroit and won a ring the following year in 2004. This resignation sparked a negative domino effect for the Sixers organization. They were never able to make another deep run with Iverson. The 2003-04 season saw them win a measly 33 games. Iverson dealt with a myriad of injuries, and their roster was mediocre. When Iverson was benched by the Sixers coach Chris Ford, AI responded by not playing at all. To him, being benched was a sign of disrespect. The Sixers were a train wreck and entered the 2004 offseason searching desperately for a second star to surround AI with. Philly landed Kings All-Star Chris Webber, who was past his prime and didn't work out well with the team at all.
He was too banged up.
As a result, the 2004-2005 season saw the 76ers just barely sneak into the playoffs as the 7th seed, and they were promptly destroyed by Detroit in 5. It was the same story once again. Iverson put up numbers. The Sixers as a team did nothing to support him, and they lost. Iverson's final year and a half with the 76ers included him averaging a mind-boggling 33 points per game in the 2005-2006 season, a career high at the age of 30, but it contributed to just 38 wins. By this point, it was clear that Iverson had little chances of winning a championship in the city of brotherly love. Both sides were ready to move on, and when a disgruntled AI requested a trade in December of 2006, Philly happily obliged. On December 19, 2006, Allen Iverson was traded to the Denver Nuggets in exchange for Andre Miller, Joe Smith, and 2 first-round picks. The era was over. Allen Iverson was gone, leaving behind a polarizing legacy in Philadelphia. Iverson's 2 seasons with Denver had some exciting moments, but ultimately, he was unable to win a championship there. AI put up 25 points on an astonishing 42 minutes per game as a Nugget. His efficiency was better. He shot 45% from the field and 34% from 3. But Denver felt they were better off with another guard, Chauncey Billups, running the show instead. Iverson was traded to the Detroit Pistons for Billups in November of 2008. And Detroit ended up being a horrible fit. AI began declining. His first step wasn't as quick, and his athleticism of old was no longer there. The reason for this lies in how many minutes Iverson played throughout his career to that point. He averaged 42 minutes per game through the first 12 seasons of his career, and that baggage had finally caught up to him. Iverson was asked to take a lesser role with the team, and was even benched, which he did not take kindly to. He was insulted by coming off the bench, and said he'd rather retire than do such a thing. His numbers dipped to career lows. He averaged just 17 a night, and he signed with Memphis in the summer of 2009. The Grizzlies also forced him to come off the bench, and Iverson could not adapt to a lesser role. Being a starter was all he knew. Playing near 42 minutes a game and taking all the shots was his role. Nonetheless, after 3 games, Iverson was cut. His once star-studded career was deteriorating, and with no teams that wanted him, his days as a basketball player seemed finished. Well, except for one team. The Philadelphia 76ers were interested and signed him to a 1-year deal. The city that was once his was embracing him one final time. AI could ride his career off into the sunset wearing red, white, and blue. Iverson played 25 games with the Sixers and missed the rest of the season after February to deal with personal issues. He then played one final time overseas in Turkey in late 2010. But that ended unexpectedly when he suffered a calf injury in January of 2011. While superstars he went to war with in his prime, like Kobe Bryant and Ray Allen, were still competing for rings, AI's basketball career was over, and he officially retired in 2013. The rise and fall of Allen Iverson is truly an unparalleled basketball tale. On the court, Iverson changed the game with his dribble moves, crossovers, and acrobatic layups. Off the court, he dressed how he wanted to, sporting tattoos and cornrows, a look that at the time was unheard of. He changed the culture of the NBA, inspiring countless players who came after him. He was authentic, he didn't hold back to anyone. And when he was playing, he gave 110%. While his career may have ended abruptly, when he was in his prime, Iverson, standing 6 feet tall, was the most feared man on the court at all times. He'll forever be a hero in Philadelphia, and his legacy will always live on in basketball history.
Forever a legend. Forever a fucking legend. And don't y'all ever fucking disrespect that man. Don't ever disrespect that man, Iverson. Now, I don't want to hear no Iverson slander on this channel ever. If you come on this channel and you slandering Iverson, you get the fuck out, bro. We do not slander Iverson. Iverson is the GOAT over here. On this channel right here, Iverson is the fucking GOAT, nigga. I don't care what nobody say, bro. I know a lot of people may feel like Iverson is not the GOAT, but in my personal opinion, that's my GOAT. Y'all can talk about Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, all you want to. That's my GOAT. It's deeper than basketball. I'll never explain it. Probably when I'm a lot older, I'll explain it. But all you need to know right now is that's my number one. That's forever my number one. Allen Iverson. That's forever my number one favorite player. That is my GOAT. That's who I'm riding with to the wheels. That's who I'm riding with to the wheels fall off, bro. It's Iverson, bro. Ain't nobody even close. Ain't nobody even close, bro. His impact is deeper than basketball, bro. In my personal life, bro, Allen Iverson is somebody who inspired me to do tremendous things in my life, bro. For real. That's my GOAT right there. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. Tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you today. Peace out.